It was just after 2 in the morning when everything I thought I knew about safety shattered. A sudden crash echoed through the house, jerking me out of sleep. My heart froze, and before I could move, a shadow drifted across the hallway. My phone was useless on the far side of the room, and for the first time, I realized how small and powerless I really was in my own home. But I wasn't alone. Beside me was Bella, my German shepherd. Gentle by nature, loyal to the core, but in that instant something inside her switched. She became a wall of protection between me and the unknown danger. What happened next still rattles me to this day. And if you think the beginning is terrifying, just wait until you hear how it all ended. Nights in my house are usually calm, predictable, even comforting. I'd gotten into the habit of keeping the window cracked open for fresh air. The neighborhood wasn't perfect, but it wasn't the kind of place where you expect real danger. At least, not until that night. The only sounds were the faint hum of the fridge in the kitchen and Bella's steady breathing at the foot of my bed. She's a German shepherd with a massive presence, but that night, she seemed as small and unassuming as the room around us. I drifted into sleep with that sense of security that only comes when a loyal dog is in the house. But safety is a fragile illusion. It only takes one sound, one crash, to shatter it. It happened so fast. A noise ripped through the silence. At first I thought I was dreaming. Then came the second sound, the unmistakable echo of something, or someone, moving in my house. I froze. My phone wasn't by my side where it should have been. It sat useless across the room, a few feet away, but might as well have been miles. To get it, I would have had to step into the open. Exposed, vulnerable. My breath caught in my throat. My ears strained for details. Heavy boots against the floorboards. The scrape of fabric against the wall. My mind tried to make excuses. It's nothing. Maybe the wind. Maybe a neighbor. But deep down I knew. Someone was inside, and I wasn't ready. Bella wasn't asleep anymore. She sensed it before I did. Her body stiffened and a low vibration started deep in her chest. It wasn't the soft whine of a dog startled awake. This was different. A growl that didn't sound like it came from her but from the walls themselves. She moved fast, planting herself between me and the bedroom door. Her ears pinned back, her eyes locked forward, every muscle quivering with energy I'd never seen from her before. The shadow moved again in the hallway. My pulse raced so hard I thought it might give me away. Bella's growl deepened. She wasn't just a pet anymore. She was a barrier, a warning, a force I suddenly realized was far larger than me. The figure stepped closer. The faint outline grew darker, filling the doorway. My hands shook, clutching the sheets like they could somehow shield me. The air itself felt heavier, each second stretching into an eternity. And then Bella took a single step forward. Her growl became a snarl, sharp and electric. She bared her teeth, saliva glistening in the dim light. The sound of her fury filled the room, a warning so primal that even I wanted to step back. But the intruder didn't stop. One step closer, another. That's when Bella lunged. The sound of her bark exploded through the house. It wasn't the playful bark I'd heard 100 times. This was raw, unfiltered, and terrifying. She surged forward, snapping at the intruder's leg so close that I heard the man stumble back in panic. His curse echoed in the hallway. He hadn't expected resistance. He definitely hadn't expected a German shepherd ready to tear through him. I couldn't see his face clearly, just the panic in his movements as Bella drove him backward. Her body was all fury, every muscle straining, barking, lunging, pushing him farther from me. Then came the crash of the front door. He ran. Just like that, the shadow disappeared. The silence that followed was almost worse than the noise. Bella stayed frozen at the doorway, her chest heaving, her ears alert, still ready to strike. I didn't move. I couldn't. My body was still paralyzed by fear and adrenaline. Finally, I crawled across the room and grabbed my phone, dialing with trembling hands. My voice shook as I told the dispatcher someone had broken in. Bella never moved from her position until I put my hand on her back. Only then did her body soften, her breathing slowing as if to say, "It's over now. You're safe." I'll never forget how small I felt in those moments, how powerless. But I'll also never forget how Bella made me feel, how she filled the room with strength I didn't have. She didn't hesitate. She didn't weigh the risks. She didn't freeze like I did. She became the shield I needed. People talk about loyalty in dogs. They talk about love. But that night, love showed up as teeth bared in the dark, as a growl that shook the air, as courage that pushed back against fear. If you're listening to this story right now, ask yourself, what would your dog do in that moment? And if you're still here with me, if you're holding your breath imagining the hallway, the shadow, and the crash, make sure to hit like and subscribe. Because what comes next isn't just about fear. It's about trust, and it's about the kind of love you can't put into words. The police came. They checked the house. The intruder was gone. But what they found at the door chilled me more than anything else. The lock hadn't been broken. It had been picked, which meant this wasn't random. Someone had chosen this house, chosen me. I don't know what would have happened if Bella hadn't been there. I don't like to think about it, because in that moment my life didn't belong to me. It belonged to her. She saved me in every way that mattered. That night taught me something I'll never forget. Safety doesn't always come from locks on doors or phones in reach. Sometimes it comes from the loyalty of a protector who refuses to back down when you need them most. Bella was more than just a pet. She was my shield in the dark, my reason to still be here telling you this story today. I feel blessed. Thank you, God, for bringing Bella into my life. Now I want to know what you think. What do you find scarier? A, hearing footsteps in your hallway when you know you're alone. Or B, seeing a shadow move closer to your bedroom door. Let me know your answer in the comments below. And if this story had you on the edge of your seat, hit that like button and subscribe. More stories are coming, and you won't want to miss what happens next.